I painted this still life from life. I used a viewfinder that I made at home. I just took 2 pieces of paper and cut a rectangle out of it. So this way I can adjust the size of the viewfinder if I want to. You can see there's little pieces of tape so that I can move it up or down. Using the viewfinder helps me figure out what my composition is going to look like. So when I hold this up, it's the same shape as my canvas, and that way I can decide where I want my objects to be in the painting. The color palette I used for this painting was titanium white, alizarin crimson, cadmium red medium, Winsor yellow, raw umber, manganese blue, and Prussian blue. I started out by sketching the composition with a wash of raw umber. Next, the first thing I always try to do is put my darkest darks in. So with these chocolates, there was definitely some pretty dark areas, and I wanted to get those set in place first. Then, because the chocolates are the same color as the dark, just a little lighter, I could just lighten up that color and start filling in the rest of the chocolates. Certainly, one of the most fun things about doing a still life of chocolates is you get to eat the chocolates afterwards. And let me tell you, these chocolates were amazing. They really aren't the prettiest chocolates out there, but they certainly tasted awesome. These particular chocolates are actually a really great subject because they are a basic geometric shape. They're basically like blocks. So it made it a little bit easier to do the shading and get that 3-dimensional form. So just a tip, if you're starting out, look for something that has a basic either sphere or cube type of shape. Now that I've got the dark shapes of my chocolates in, I'll go ahead and fill in the background, which I wanted to be pretty light colored, so I'll kind of save that for towards the end. Definitely wanted to pull out my larger brush to fill in that background. Using different size brushes will help to vary the strokes in the paint, and it also just makes it faster to fill in the background. We'll get my shadow shapes in, and then I'll show you a little detail of what this looks like in real time. Overall, I ended up spending about 3 hours working on this painting, and I did paint it live on Twitch. So if you haven't checked me out on Twitch, be sure to head over to twitch.tv/GuenevereS. Just like with my last chocolates paintings, the little papers take a little bit of extra finessing to get them right. I'm not making the papers exact, but I am giving the feeling of those crinkled papers. So by doing that, I need to have a light side and a dark side of the fold. The goal with these quick studies is not to make a perfect, amazing painting, but really to just get some extra practice. So I'm painting different subjects, things that I don't normally paint, and I just want to get it done quickly for the practice, for the experience of doing it. It's also fun to have the opportunity to loosen up a little bit and feel a little bit freer so that this painting isn't quite so precious. I don't have to worry about messing it up. And then I decided to put some extra little decorations on the top of the chocolates. And finally, putting in the background, grab my big brush again to fill it in. Thank you so much for watching my video. I really appreciate your comments, and if you enjoyed this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up. I'll see you next week.